Welcome to the Nexus Unloaded podcast. This is Will Crozier.
And I'm Zach Congonis. We are here to bring you the best solutions to your lifting problems. Through our real-world experience, we hope to break things down in a digestible, applicable, and entertaining way. Now, my first question sets the entire tone for the whole podcast.
Here we go.
Oh, God.
Alex, what's your most reliable organ?
Reliable organ.
Holy shit.
Fuck's sake.
Well, it's
and
Straight
we're
out of the
out.
bat.
all right. We're done. Well, it's definitely not my heart because I've had heart problems most of my life, so I guess it's not that.
I feel that was a
Yeah, but
the
which
point of that.
Was that the
ones-
joke? Was that the joke?
That is
Was
the
that the
joke. But
joke?
which
Oh,
ones?
okay.
Hold on.
Very nice.
Which is your best organ? You still didn't answer the question.
Yeah, well, we ruled out one.
Yeah, you've got heaps of them.
We've narrowed it down.
Narrowed it down to, is there another organ that you're referring
I mean, there's
to?
only like three more.
I feel like my liver's in pretty good health, despite spending
That's
most
good.
of my 20s drinking every weekend until I couldn't feel anything.
Just drinking?
We'll ignore that. We'll carry on. Next question.
Jesus.
Next question, please.
Jesus
Next question.
Christ.
That's why my heart's no good. No, I'm joking.
We'll get back to that. But
Should we actually introduce this guy? Who the fuck's
No.
this guy on the screen?
I have been introduced once on the podcast, I believe. It was Zach found a rather unfortunate timed photo of me eating a banana on one of the group calls in the morning, and then I became the expert on bananas. I didn't bring one today, unfortunately. Maybe next time. Show you a thing or two.
I thought
Yeah,
you
we're
always
here
had
to
one in your back
actually introduce you to the audience, even though everybody in the gym knows who you are.
I'd fucking hope so.
I would
Yeah,
hope so. Yep.
jeez. If you've missed
They don't know who you are, though, Will. They just know who Alex
Yep.
is.
Good. But
as it should be.
So in February 14th this year, NexusPerformance Gym opened here in Burleigh on the Gold Coast, and we scoured the earth for a reliable person to run it that we deemed,
Yeah, where did
good
you
enough,
find him?
good
Yeah.
enough to do it.
And
Justice.
they settled on me.
yeah,
so they
and
couldn't
we
find
couldn't
anyone.
find that person. Yeah.
So the actual story was Mickey and Will were going to watch a movie at Hoyt's, and then behind Hoyt's, Alex was just standing there like a vagrant, and they gave him a job. That's the whole story.
I don't remember
It
that
was
part,
just-
but
I don't remember that part either.
standing out back of Hoyt's, just chilling, and you guys were like, what
Well,
a
we
sick
were
dude.
actually, I'll be the honest truth, we were actually introduced to Alex by Sir Stupas,
Yep.
Jason Stupas, who
Shout
we
out.
obviously love working with, Mr. Hustler. Alex was coached by Stupas for a number of years, months?
not quite. So
Quite?
I was working with Jamie Smith at Strength Culture for a while, for years, and then I went to Stupas online in early 2021 because I wanted to learn a little bit more of the nutrition side of the equation. I'd already made a decision that I was going to move fully online and get rid of the gym completely. And that was kind of like I needed to make a decision to kind of put the foot forward again because I felt like I was just kind of dwindling a little bit, finding my feet up here on the first year on the coast. And Stupas provided a whole lot of insights into how to coach nutrition online and just learned from that experience. But I kind of got to a point as well where I was like, I feel like I want to work within that team environment. I feel like I'm just kind of sick of doing it all solo. So that's when I started talking to Stupas to be like, who's doing good shit up here on the coast?
Yeah,
That was literally my question. Who's doing the good shit?
Yeah.
we are.
And it timed
He did say you.
pretty well. It timed pretty well because I remember you reached out to us, and at that point the gym.
And
Like-
some other space here on the coast.
I may have talked to Thomas Lilly a week before I spoke to you
Good.
guys. and
May have talking.
talking to him, spoken with him,
had some
then-
words.
had some words. Yep.
Yeah, and then well, you went to
The
they're
foreigner,
the two that I would suggest in the Gold Coast. So
Abso-fucking-lutely.
you're there.
the foreigner.
And then, and then
Wait,
you reached
what?
out to us and said, hey, what's going on? And then we go, hey, actually, well-timed. We're doing this thing, and it's at the gym. And while we're here almost a year later, and you are the gym manager here, so you handle all the relations with everybody, help everybody out, get their programs and follow their programs and handle the community, handle the culture, and handle all the
Do my best.
admin stuff, just generally manage the space. So you actually don't have I can't describe your role as precisely as I can
gym manager. Zach, do you have a word there to describe Alex's responsibilities?
Desk gimp.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
That sums it up perfectly.
That's a good description. I like that. I'll put that on my little badge on the desk gimp. Or is it just gimp at that point because it's already on the desk?
Shorten it down.
Abbreviations.
The
Yeah. Mr.
gimp.
Gimp.
The Gimp. Mr. Gimp. We don't need to give Josh any more fucking Arsenal right now.
That is true. Yeah, dude, like it's most on a daily basis. It is like opening, I think I described it on one of my first Instagram posts when I started here on reflection of management duties. It's like opening a can of worms, and then inside that can of worms is another can of worms, and you just simply keep peeling back the lids, and then you've got to, for the rest of the day, put all those worms back into the can.
Yes.
Yeah, man of many
Well,
skills
Mickey-
to sit at that desk.
Well,
Whilst-
Mickey watches you.
Yeah.
Yeah, cracks the whip.
So, but today is not only to introduce you to the podcast audience anyway about that and what you do for us, but it's to also give people an insight into who you are. So,
Obviously, you love what you do.
Oh,
The worms aside.
yeah. Oh, no,
we'll
no.
get to that.
I
Alex
love
doesn't
worms.
have
Don't worry.
worms.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
I don't think. I hope not.
Unless Tanky's been kissing him.
Ah, dang it.
I have been rubbing my butt against
It's
his a little bit, so I might have some.
But we so last week we gave this same question to Kirby, in which she gave us a very succinct life story. It was very
Okay.
So,
All right, I've
so
gotta get
we'll
my timer
see
out.
how you go.
That's right. I've
Uh-oh.
got the timer there. The timer's already here, Mickey.
Oh,
Zach's
geez.
already over.
Prepared for
So
So
once.
hopefully you can give us a little bit better description. But the question is simply to tell us about your life story, sum it up, who you are in 60 seconds. Just a quick rundown. Nothing to do with training and nutrition. It's you outside of that.
Okay,
Clock's
cool.
already started. You're 6 seconds in.
All right, quick background. All right, well, we mentioned heart surgery. I've had heart surgery twice, and that's probably been the biggest defining thing between 0 and 18 years of age, because I had it at 9 months. I was born with a defect. We've got a history of heart conditions on Dad's side. That manifested into needing a valve replacement at 18. So all throughout my childhood and throughout school, I was the smallest, skinniest, weakest kid you could possibly imagine that got picked on.
A gimp?
And I was the gimp, yes, correct. Still the gimp. Manager gimp now. That's Mr. Gimp to you. So I think for pretty much that entire period, it was really until I got 18 and beyond that I started to really figure myself out and figure out a little bit more of my place and position in the world. And that was gearing towards doing better for myself and doing better for the people around me. And that manifested and turned into coaching, something that I could put all my
And
time,
done.
love. Sorry, and what?
That's it. That's done.
And done. Okay, cool. Yeah, there we go.
All right,
Done.
well, next
Perfect.
question.
We got the
No,
gist.
keep going.
I actually did pretty well. I would have crapped
You
on.
actually, you actually did well. Yeah.
No, well, Kirby pretty much did like the old MSN ASL, like just age, location.
Do you want to know my nationality? Do you want?
Let's
Yeah,
get
fuck it.
Okay.
the
All right,
whole-
you get another 60 seconds. Quick.
Zach said I was
It's already
Italian.
started.
Zach said I was Italian. Did you say Italian or Greek? I think you said Greek. Or
I would have
Orthodox.
said Greek.
Yeah, you want to say Greek.
Like something ethnic.
Yeah, it's the bushy eyebrows, I reckon.
Do you have one of them, or do you have two?
He has
One
two.
eyebrow? I have two eyebrows, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Then you're not
You're
Greek.
chewing into his time here, Zach. Fuck's sake.
Do I get to
all right,
start
it's
again?
good.
Start the clock again.
No,
60
you've got
seconds
to
right
be
now.
20 seconds in.
All right,
You've
quick,
already
let's
been
wrap it
given
up.
an extra 60 seconds.
ASL, let's
We're really
go.
strict on this time.
Background is Lithuanian, so last name gets the bastardized Australian version of Jurkenas or Jurkenas if you're in high school. And the correct pronunciation is Jurkenas.
Jerking ass.
Yeah. So quick one. I've got 10 seconds left. It was dad's dad, born in Russia, mother born in Poland, and they actually met in a concentration camp in the Second World War, and then moved and migrated to New Zealand.
History.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Jesus.
Crazy.
That's actually pretty exciting.
Do I get another 10 seconds?
I don't
Like a
think
bonus
that
round?
I don't think that they would actually believe that was quite exciting.
No, they
Oh
did
no,
not.
they would have had an awful time. But
They
Alex
did
had
not
the cool
speak about
story.
it at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, let's
so your grandparents.
Yes,
Yeah.
on dad's side.
Yeah.
So let's you already mentioned it slightly about like how you kind of got into the fitness industry and how your life navigated that in that direction.
Yeah.
Just through helping people, because I think that's how we all get into it. Like we all have something that we want to improve upon ourselves.
No,
and
Will
that-
just wanted to make money.
Yeah, picked the wrong industry. Fuck me. I've made some wrong
Unless
decisions.
maybe start selling Herbalife.
I feel like who hasn't been down that like 2-minute noodle route as a starting out PT?
Yeah, that's
Like,
where you got
you
to...
will literally, you would have survived off like paycheck to paycheck 2-minute noodle.
Oh, you got to pay something. You got to check the bank account first. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's not lucrative starting out in PT, that's for sure.
Absolutely not. No,
sure.
There's a good reason why most people don't make it past the first couple of years, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, but tell us a bit. Let's go a bit further in that. Go a bit further into how you got into the industry, like where you started off.
Yep.
You started working with people, like where? How did it lead to here?
Yeah, cool. So early 20s, I just worked in as many different jobs and roles as possible, which has actually worked out to my benefit because I use a lot of those things in day-to-day here at...
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades.
Jurkenas of all trades.
The Jurkenas of all...
Yeah, love that.
Dad will
So
love this.
jerking in all us.
Yes, jerking in all
Okay,
of it. Okay, moving
Zach.
on. So...
Poor dude.
So like early 20s was like really just trying to figure that out. It was doing different things. I was doing a lot of music as well at the time. I was DJing, so I was like out of the clubs all the time, which didn't really work well with doing landscaping 5 days a week and annihilating my body from multiple fronts every single week. Yeah. And I think really when I was getting into landscaping especially, that I realized how weak I actually was and needed to make a change to that. Just from a personal perspective, because you're doing hard yakka, you're lifting...
Was there a moment, like you went to pick up a piece of wood and then like they go, can you just throw us that piece of wood, and you just couldn't pick it up or something?
Nah, it wasn't like anything
Throw us the piece.
so embarrassing quite as that.
Hey,
But
Alex,
more or less-
pick up that 2x4.
Yeah.
What do you mean you can't?
Yeah.
Push the mower. Oh, I can't. It's so heavy.
You
I
need
think
one of those assistant motors.
Yeah.
I had one of those at one point,
Love
actually.
them.
It was one of the best jobs we did. But it was like... It's just every day you're pushing barrows, you're lifting heavy concrete, you're laying pavers. It's fucking hard work, and if it's like anything. If you're not prepared to do it, you're probably not going to get a good result doing it as well. So injury and things like that came up. I had elbow issues and shoulder issues and everything like that. So the gym was kind of the gateway to be like, all right, I need to make a bit of a change. That if I'm going to be pursuing a little bit more of this lifestyle, or at least something where I'm just going to be working fucking hard, I need to put myself in a position where I'm capable of doing that. So that's where the fitness stuff started. And that was probably around 21. And it was kind of just a slow transition over those 3 or 4 years of moving away from partying and music and doing dumb shit to building a little bit more of a healthier routine and lifestyle. And I think especially then after surgery at 18, getting a valve replacement, squandered for a few years trying to figure life out, but then started to be a little bit more like, no, like I got to make use of that, you know what I mean? Don't waste that opportunity. It doesn't come around all
surely
often.
the doctors suggested it. They were like, hey, this is probably not a bad idea to...
They actually suggest 2 fists of fuck all. They're like,
Okay.
you know, don't, hey, what about this and do that? They're like, try it, you know, see what happens. And then every year that I went back, because I go back every 12 months to do a checkup, I tell them what I'm doing. I'm doing landscaping. I'm training this many times a week. They're, how does it feel? It feels good. They're like, keep doing it, you know? So,
Because that's the hard thing with the doctor, because if they said, oh, go train in the gym, and then you did something and hurt yourself, like they're like...
they always play on the safe side.
Whew, yeah, they just politician their way out of questions.
Yeah, for sure. But it was always my mentality to go and do more and push beyond that, because it was like growing up in and out of hospitals, especially the Royal Children's and how it was, you know, 15, 20 years ago. It was a terrible place. It was a horrible place. And there's so many sick kids in this really poor environment that you could really see how that's affecting them for the long term. But I didn't want to see myself as a sick kid and be one of those people, because that's not going to do me any favors. If I'm just going around thinking that I'm disadvantaged and I have these limitations, I'll just create more limitations for myself. So I didn't want to do that. So that's why I always pushed into things that were going to be hard, like landscaping, like training, doing shit that is going to challenge my body and see if I can do it.
Yep.
Why not?
Yeah, and then essentially that's what coaching is. Like when you're coaching with people, obviously not many people have that same story, but most people have like, oh, you know, I had this health scare, or I couldn't play with my kids, or you know.
What was yours, Will?
It's different. Well, I was 18. I was a teenager, so it was just like
You just wanted to get chicks.
That was the health scare. He was 18. He was like,
He was 18. He was an 18-year-old virgin, and
That is a health scare.
That's
why you went to
How
the
did
gym.
this podcast is about Alex, all right? Oh, fuck, let's keep the banter that way.
I think we struck a nerve there.
Late
I don't
bloomer.
know where it came from. Just out of the blue. It was just, I'll just stand around
well,
and got brick to the side of the head.
Zach said that he brick to the side.
Just wasn't ready for it, you know.
That's That's why Zach signed up. Like, that's why Zach went to the gym and stuff like that.
Is
You're
it?
talking.
Oh, yeah,
Has he got the
virgin.
brick to the head?
No, because he wanted to get chicks.
Nah, that was when I was younger.
Yeah.
I feel like I was dropped a couple of times.
On purpose.
I wouldn't
All
blame him.
right. Let's keep going.
So virginity and women aside,
Yeah. So
Yeah, he's still
What are you talking about, Will or me?
becoming becoming part of the team here. Let's just say like nearly a year, like pretty much a year, like because it's not like you just started working on 14th of February. You started doing some stuff in the background before that.
let's get him a birthday cake at the end of the year.
We come to give cakes to everyone, but becoming part of the Nexus team, like since you've been here, like the roles changed and manifested in different ways, like but if you had to give us a bit of a like your role and like what you've learned and how you feel as
Another
a part of the Nexus
reflection.
team, like what what is your role within Nexus and like what do we do? What do you do?
Yeah. I kind of see myself as like a little bit of the glue role, just kind of like being a communication point between a lot of the coaches, a lot of the admin perspectives. Yeah, just like doing a little bit of that stuff kind of behind the scenes, which is what Mickey does super well, and just kind of, I think, me fitting into that to complement.
I needed some help.
Yeah,
with it.
yeah, she still needs help. But
Which is really confusing because, especially me and Will are so good with admin and communication. It's
fucking
shocking
God.
that you needed assistance.
fuck me. So that was the biggest thing, was just trying to learn how to communicate with someone like Zach on a daily basis and get the point across and get him to
And
then
I'm
communicate
still
across.
struggling now, 6 years in.
Yeah. So, cool. So I got 5 more years to look forward.
It's easy.
Yeah,
Very
we just got to go
clear.
to Pluto.
Yeah.
Just imagine you're talking to a toddler with learning disabilities, and that's how you address
But
it.
that's part of the role as well. Is like, you know what I mean? It's just finding ways to communicate, like you do as a coach, really complex things really simply to get the point across and make sure that things get done. And there's a lot of things that need to get done across the space of being in the gym and looking after the online aspect of Nexus Performance as well. And just finding a little bit of balance there to make sure that all those things get done. Everyone knows what's going on, and I guess just keeping it all together at the same time, because there's just a heap of day-to-day operations that fall into that as well, of just looking after the gym, making sure shit is in order and not fucking messy, and people are looked after, questions are answered, programs are written, the toilet is clean, the floors are scrubbed. The list is endless and it forever goes on, but I guess it is just being that glue that helps keep all of that together, that especially when we come in and we have a busy day at the gym, that the gym is clean, everything functions really nicely, everyone's got all their stuff
It's a good
sorted.
experience overall.
100%.
And obviously we just throw more and more shit at you, like opening another location, that you just have to learn to
Deal with it.
deal with it.
Yeah, I had a mini meltdown when you announced a big announcement. It was going through my head of all the possibilities of
Everyone,
what it
I'm
could
sure,
be.
was probably jumping to like baby or something like that.
That's where my brain went first of all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like,
How
"Fuck,
could
we
there be
can't
a baby?
afford."
Will's a virgin.
Too hard.
Saving himself for marriage.
So let's move on to Zach's quick fire questions.
Oh,
So he's
shit,
got
here we
5.
go.
Well, he actually got 4, but I'll
Call it 5.
add
asked
one
one.
in. I'll add one in.
Do you want to start it off then and palm it over?
Oh, I'll add it in. Yeah, I'll bring it up just because.
I'm so curious. As to
On
what
on
this
your so when you're organising your Google Drive,
Oh,
Yep.
God.
do you like what's the most optimal way to lay it out? Like, because I'm a massive fan of the search function. I think the
fucking
search
hate
function's
you
in there for a
guys.
reason. I really think it's in there for a reason. Like, they must have thought, hey, this is
So-
a really good feature. We should just use this
Did- no,
to
when-
organise
well,
as
we-
opposed to like laying it out in any fucking
If I'm just gonna-
time-consuming ways.
Yes.
Let me
That's
jump
my
in there
thoughts.
real quick for the audience, because the
Please.
audience doesn't know that Will's Google Drive is the equivalent of, that drawer in your house where you just put things in?
Yeah, it is.
That's Will's Google Drive.
Yeah, but I have this
He's-
really smart search function attached to it where I just type in the thing that I want and it pops up, and I'm
Yeah,
like, wow.
but then how many times are you yelling at me from the office going, where the fuck is the document on this thing? I took
'Cause
notes
you
on
probably
this.
named it wrong. You haven't. You need
You're
to
the
name
one
it.
that created the document.
Look, I have my ways. It's all right.
So this is good insight as to what I deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's my rapid fire question that kicks off because
Okay.
So your rapid fire
I'll-
question is, how do you use Google Drive?
Yeah. Do I use it the way that Mickey wants it, or do I use it the way that Will wants it. I
the better way. Yeah.
I do I do a bit of both. It depends. I'll tell you what, because when we upgraded the computer,
Good answer.
that when you put everything onto the new computer, it doesn't quite pick up all the search function stuff exactly.
Yeah, motherfucker.
And I went to type in stuff, and I was so lost without it because I got so used to using it over the last few weeks.
You
I just got to do
reteach it.
this. I just
It's all
got to
right.
do this.
Doesn't matter.
Hold on, wrong button. Wrong
Ah,
button.
yeah. She's giving me a cheer. Oh, thanks for your cheer, Mickey. Yeah, no, absolutely. Thanks for
I
that cheer,
think
Mickey.
Will has won. Will just won that, I think.
No.
We'll call it
Conceded.
60-40. We'll call it 60-40
To
because I
who?
use both.
To who?
It is to Will. I use
Fuck
the
you.
search function.
No,
it's all
but we
about
had
search.
this discussion beforehand on the importance of the spreadsheets and the whole Nexus family folder
Yeah.
The
Being
importance of
in-
spreadsheets. The
being
book no one
in
wants to read.
order
Yeah.
for the growth and the expansion of bringing more people
Yeah.
on the team.
Yeah, for them, but not for me.
Yeah, because you're in Pluto with fucking Zach in your spaceship. Like the both of you.
Howdy.
Stay tuned. Nexus Gym launching in Pluto 2024.
That's
Yeah,
a new
you
one.
can be joined by
Pretty
fucking
expensive
Will
commute.
and Zach as
Yeah.
I kick them out of the bloody country.
Got to ask Elon for a ticket to get there.
Yeah, so we have obviously the expansion.
No, we don't need the details. It's all right. This is about Alex's podcast.
Yeah,
Next question.
Alex is just very excited about that.
Let's
aren't you,
continue
Alex?
I love spreadsheets.
No,
So-
Oh, yeah,
Love
the
search
expansion.
functions.
Yes, I
Continue
love
on
that
with
too.
it. It's all good. Love
As
searching.
for the second question,
Oh yeah,
so
rapid fire.
so the listeners know, Alex is what I would call a pussy merchant, as in he has 2 cats and he enjoys having his 2 cats.
I do love
Why do
cats.
you prefer having cats over dogs? And
Uh,
would you consider putting pussy merchant in your Instagram bio? That's a 2 for 1.
I'll answer that first, and yes, I will. Say less. It's already done. We're going to make it happen. Cats are just easier. They're simply just easier. I was like thinking about it the
Saying
other.
Tank's high maintenance.
No, not at all. But he did
Yes.
remind me of why I don't have a dog recently when I went to go pick him up from your house recently, and I was like, you know what? I like having a dog. It's fun. It's, Tank by my side. It's great. But it was just like the stress of getting him into the car and like he needed to piss really badly. He pissed in the gym, and it was just like.
yeah, that was a while ago. Though.
And I kind of just said to myself,
Cats
I was
would
like,
piss in a gym though.
maybe,
Nah,
potentially.
Bicky's would piss in your shoe. You wouldn't know till you put it on.
Yes, he would do that on purpose as well to let you know about it. But that's kind of why I like them. They're just like, they have their own little attitude and mannerisms that's just kind of like, they're the boss a little bit, and I kind of respect that. But at the same time, I'm still fucking bigger than them, and I can just go, ah, and they'll just fuck off and run away, and it's
So
super
you
simple.
like
showing
you
a little
like
bit
the
of
fact
the inner
that you can
gimp there.
kick them.
Yeah.
So you like the fact that you can be submissive, but also kick them into doing what you want.
Correct.
Okay.
They're amazing creatures.
That's fair.
Heaps of fun.
But
It's understandable.
Tank is number 1, right?
I do love Tank. He's got a special place in my heart.
Well, Arkin
Little
was
spankers.
number 1. Arkin is still number 1, and then Tank is obviously.
They both share number 1. We don't play favourites here, remember?
We do play favourites.
No, Mickey
Jordan
plays
is not the
favourites
favourite.
very clearly.
Mickey does. We already talked about this on the podcast.
It's been a
Jordan was
running thing.
messaging me the other day, Will. She said she's got to have some words with you. She's very disappointed.
Oh, I had to bring it down a little bit. Anyway, no, all right.
All right,
when
we'll
she's
continue.
on, we'll bring that up.
You're just going to slander her even more, are you?
It's
Roast
necessary.
me.
I have to.
That's why I'm here.
I have to.
Do me.
I have to. It's balanced out. I got to.
Do me.
Do me.
Maybe later, Alex. Is there a rail in the bathroom at Nexus?
Yes.
Yeah, there
Good. In there later. Next rapid fire question is your proudest landscaping moment.
Ooh.
What retaining wall has
That's
a special place in your
It's
heart?
actually a good one. Nah, not a retaining wall. We did. I remember we did this job really close to where I was living in Mitcham in Melbourne. It was literally I could walk to work. It was the best. Like you'd never get a job like that because you go where the work goes. So we literally had a job that was walking distance from home. Worked for a really nice guy, George. Too easy. And
Shout out, George.
he was just like the ultimate wog that just wanted all the fanciest shit in his backyard, like Indian sandstone. We're doing like a water feature. We're doing like stone cladding on the walls and stuff.
How many marble pillars?
No marble pillars. No marble.
Then
Actually,
he's
he
not a
wanted
Tereshnik.
sandstone. It suited the job a little bit better.
He's not
and
a
the-
prince.
Was it a long job?
We were there for months.
Yeah, that's
Must
the
have been like
best.
4 months, 5 months or something because it was only 2 of us. But that was literally, it was a dump of a backyard with nothing there. And we just did a complete transformation. Beautiful paving, water features, nice plants. It's just
Gotta
bang
get some
on.
pictures.
I'll get some photos. We'll get
You
some
can
photos.
you can come work in our deck if you want.
Yeah,
Yeah, extra
Still better
hours.
the job than
Extra
loophole.
credit.
said that.
Extra credit.
Hit us. Next one.
And then last one. Your
Let's do-
favorite.
Oh, yeah. I guess so.
Yeah. So I'm altering this last one. What's your favorite color of orchid?
What?
My favourite colour of orchid.
Answer the question.
Yeah.
I'm going to go like a light blue.
Okay.
Are you
Do you
being
want to know the question we
inappropriate
had
there,
originally?
Zach?
What's
Like,
the original
no,
I
question?
don't even know why this is in here. But the original question was top 5 orchids. I don't know if you could have even answered that.
No.
Like
I fucked something up. I was meant to say something else, but I said orchid. Then I couldn't remember what I was going to say.
organ.
But
It was meant to be organ.
Was this the organ question
Yeah,
again?
and then
I think so.
Yeah,
but
then
then
we
it
led
changed
to
to orchid.
Yeah, this is Zach's spelling for you.
Yes.
Hey, don't. What does Anthony say? Don't be ableist, Mickey.
Ableist.
then
God.
you had your favourite organ again, but you've already asked it. So I
already
feel like
answered
he's really trying to push you in a certain direction with that. You know,
I think the jokes
Don't-
were made on that one.
don't
Yeah.
cave, don't cave. That's all right.
We're done here. Nice work.
All right.
Congratulations.
Beautiful.
Are you proud of the fact that you've also featured on the podcast before, Josh?
I made a huge note of it that when Zach messaged me that he said, you're on the podcast, that the first person I showed was to Josh.
Zach messaged me after,
Somehow the
and he's like, "Mickey, you
internal
threw me
battle
under
here.
the bus," and I was like, what
I
are you talking about?
thought Mickey threw me under the bus hard.
Once again, I'm the bitch that's at fault for all of this, even though you guys are the ones that organise the podcast.
So
I think organising is a very loose word there.
Yeah, I don't really
Yeah.
do anything. I just sit here and throw my
You
2
show up.
cents in. Yeah.
team
sometimes.
I just slander Will. I throw bricks at his head.
dynamics. There we are. This is it. This is the insight to Nexus.
This is how we work. This is the leaders here, the masterminds.
It's like
Talking shit.
it's like a dysfunctional family dinner. It's like someone's the uncle talking about Donald Trump.
Yeah,
Alex is
you.
out there talking
You are
about
the
orchids.
uncle.
MAGA. Let's do it.
Who's the sleazy uncle? I reckon Zach's definitely the sleazy uncle. He was.
I'm not.
He's more like
The
a
last-
child,
uncle.
though.
I'm sorry,
If
but you
anything-
were talking about teenage girls on one of the last podcasts
Hold on.
that we
hold
did.
on. Hold on. Hold on.
Can't just throw
Context?
that
Jack
out there.
Context?
Jack spends all day around kids and fishing shirts.
'Cause he's a
If
fucking
anyone's
teacher.
creepy, nah. Hold on. Context doesn't matter. We've established on this podcast
It
that
never
context
matters.
is irrelevant.
Yeah, one of
So
our
I
least
reckon-
favourite things is context.
I do
Absolutely.
actually have to bring up something. We had some
hate it.
feedback. We had a
we go.
podcast feedback come
positive?
through from Carson's.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, not great feedback. Didn't like it.
Yeah.
I told him to shove it in the bin.
Wait, who's that?
It's one of our gym members.
Alex Carson's.
Yeah,
one of the
Episode
Carson or-
18, when
or
we were
Carlson?
talking about pluggers.
Carson.
Oh, the butt plugs.
What was one key thing you took away from this episode? And it was what a plugger actually is. He's like, additional comments. Pluggers, thongs, nah, they're called flip-flops. Don't wear them. Just wear slides. No blisters involved. Because that was what
Alex
we were talking
cancelled his
about.
membership.
Yeah, he's gone. Forget about it.
He's gone. He's
done.
out.
So there was no Crocs. No, he's a flip-flop guy.
Yeah.
And
For reference here, because Carson's did come to, he's like, I've got some feedback for the podcast. I said, no worries, mate. Here it goes in the special filing cabinet next to the front door. It's called the bin. You can put it there and leave it there.
what was his actual feedback?
Well, that's what he said. He said he's talking about the flip-flops, and I'm like...
He's disappointed.
I thought he actually had something of genuine interest to talk about, but apparently not.
No, I'm
Carson's
fully
is-
against the idea. I'm not a slides guy.
Carson's is an Alex as
Not-
well,
not
so we
about it.
call him Carson's because there's so
Yep.
many Alexes in here. When we yell out Alex, they all turn and look at us at the same time. It's actually quite amusing. It's a fun little joke that we have. So, Alex,
Yeah.
Alex,
Been experiencing
Alex.
that one for only 30 years now.
I can
it gets
hear the is disdain the right word in Alex's voice?
Disappointment.
Disappointment, yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Cool.
Why?
Carson's, makes for an easy nickname. Carson's. We've got the Girdler as
Yeah,
well.
The Girdler is the other
Shoot.
Alex
All around.
Why the girdler?
because that's his
It's his
last
name.
name.
His last name is Taylor Girdler, and somehow I just got into the Girdler, and
Yeah.
he is now because he's like the Joker, but he's
If any other Alexes
girdler.
are keen on joining, we've got a great community of Alexes here.
Yeah,
Yep.
Jurkenas, the Girdler.
come and get a shit nickname instead of being called your actual name.
Yeah.
Come to Nexus.
Hashtag Nexus. So that's the next slogan of Nexus Performance.
Yeah.
Zach loves his slogans here. It's always terrible slogans.
We should compile them all together.
Nah, we're all on one shirt.
You should get them
Nexus
tattooed on
Performance.
your body.
Come get a shit nickname.
Yeah, we're all about nicknames. Well, you've self-appointed all of yours. I don't feel like you've actually... Well, I call you a space cadet, but that's recent.
It's not a nickname.
That's an
That's
insult.
just disparaging.
Well, what nicknames? I don't feel like he just self-appoints them. That's why we don't give him a nickname.
Me and George came up with one.
Oh, God, what's this?
Well, for some reason, I don't know if whether or not I called you daddy or pappy or something in some form of coaching
Thick
context, and then
No, a lot of people call me daddy, and I don't know why.
yeah, well, Jordan started calling you the Nexus daddy, which doesn't really make any sense.
I get
Will's
At
definitely more of
the
father figure.
competition,
Granddaddy.
so actually,
Granddaddy,
at the competition that I was handling Jordan at, we were walking out from the warm-up room to the platform. We were walking out, and she grabs my pinky like a child and says, "Come on, Dad, let's go lift," and starts swinging my arm as we're walking to the platform.
Wholesome.
When
See?
I am much younger than everyone here.
Yeah, that's also
That's
a
the
fact.
weird part.
Yeah.
the young pup. Nah, well, so Will's granddaddy is that your sensei?
I don't know.
Remy was
what the
calling
fuck?
you sensei at one point as
Yeah,
well.
I like that. Keep that.
Yeah,
Sensei.
It's power,
yeah.
authority,
Power.
Wisdom.
wisdom.
You are not-
Search
He's also,
function wisdom.
search function. That's a good name for a podcast, actually. Search function wisdom.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be very long. We're already established the superior method. It's already solved.
Do we have any facts from Zach today as well?
No facts.
Zach facts.
Zach's
I've got
facts? Oh, I'm
Nothing.
really
All
disappointed
good.
in you. You know what you need, Zach? I don't know if
cigarette?
what?
Jeez.
I don't know.
Is everything all right at home, mate?
Smoking a stiff drink.
I don't know if like Dakota's ever shared this with you, and if she like uses these or whatever. But like on the back
this
of
going?
pads, like there's this. I think it's Libra on the back of Libra pads, like the sticky
Jesus.
part that like you stick onto your knickers.
It says bloody hell.
Man, this podcast took a turn.
That was good.
It says don't sneeze.
God. Jesus.
It actually has some facts. So I don't know, whenever Dakota gets her period, sorry Dakota, I'm just throwing you under the bus here, throw some of your Libra sticky things out to Zach, and it has some interesting facts. Like, it's
we
just
also-
reading material.
There's
I
also
prefer-
something called Google, and you just like.
I'd much
Yeah, I could
prefer
Google
eat a fantail than try and steal the
Yeah.
Give me the facts. Do you
It's
remember?
just reading material. I actually think
Jesus.
it's great. Like, it's a great business idea. It's just reading material. Because, like, how often do you guys just sit on the toilet and...
I just think there's
Look
easier
at
ways
pads,
to get. To get
happens
yeah.
often.
to get information. Someone's going to put the entire...
Do you remember Little Facts on the Daily, I think it was Daily Juice Company or someone like that, and they had it on the lid and they called it Little Liddle Little Facts.
Well,
And you would
that's
have
adorable.
you'd have to open it and then look underneath and they'd give you a little fact
Forex
on the
Gold
bottom.
had the same things as well. It had, like, a question and answer thing. I
Yeah,
used
but
to-
most
Juice
of that
sounds
was
more
just
productive.
legal advice after you've hit your partner.
Queensland
Drinking
specific.
4X.
God.
All right.
We'll wrap this up.
We'll wrap this up
nobody's
there.
listening now anyway.
Yeah, it's
We've
just,
lost
it's
everyone
just
at this
shit
point.
talk.
Yeah. That's fine.
All right. Well, yeah, obviously, if people would like to get to know Alex a little bit more, info at NexusPerformance.Aus.
Send me an email.
Just send him a random email. Send a random email to admin.
Or you can obviously submit your podcast feedback form. Give
Or
us
come
some
visit us on the
criticism
Gold
on,
Coast.
Or
on
you
Alex.
come to the fucking gym
Yeah.
and you sign up and you
you-
become a member and then you get to see me all the time.
and you use
Jeez.
the fucking equipment.
Yeah. What's wrong with I reckon that's perfect. Great way
Yeah.
to end it. Come to the fucking gym. Shut up.
Buy our shit.
Buy our shit.
Yeah, just move. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thanks very much, Alex.
Thank you. Is
Zach,
that it?
You
Zach,
never.
there's no red hot.
You're such a. You're not even close.
I know. I'm just. I thought I was curious to see what happened if I didn't say it.
White hot.
Why
That
not?
is racist.
Well,
Red
it
hot.
makes more sense.
Click
Red
the
hot.
button,
Red,
Mickey.
red isn't even the hot flame.
Thank you for listening to Nexus Unloaded. Be sure to jump on our website to find details on everything mentioned on today's podcast, plus information on our coaching, mentoring, and gym services. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at NexusPerformance.Aus for any updates on what we are currently doing. See you all in the next episode.